joining us, Sunshine. It's just gone after 6 o'clock on the Saturday. Emotional for me, I must say, very, very emotional. And I think for Mr. Smith as well. It's not about backing the horse. It's got nothing to do with that. We all know throughout the country times are difficult, particularly difficult on the Cape Flats. And I think today's victory, there's a lot of people who don't know about horse racing, but they know there's a champion called Comedy Dun. Hopefully, we can see some of these small players returning to the game. Now, we have got your story, which you have to send to info@sportingpost.co.za. I'm not going to do one today. We've got a number. I will do one on Tuesday. I'll be back on Tuesday. I think Wednesday there's racing at Hollywoodbets, Scottsville. The story I want to mention, very apt. Here it was. That winning form for the World Sports Betting Cape Town Mets. And there you have the story. The racing personality of the week, Ashwin Reynolds. Well done, by the way, to Gavin Larena. Cracking ride. And Harold Crawford, Michelle Ricks, the horse was turned out to perfection. Looked an absolute picture going down to the start. But we're talking here about Ashwin. One day he was sitting at home when veteran Harold Crawford phoned him from a sale he was attending with his daughter and training partner Michelle Ricks. Harold asked if he could buy him a horse. Ashwin says he replied, yes, but not for more than 80,000. I went around to their yard a few days later and they said to me, yes, your horse cost 55 grand. Ashwin was taken aback and replied, this horse, you bought this ugly horse for me. Unbelievable stuff today. Comedy Dun has won the World Sports Betting Cape Town Met, and I couldn't be happier. Sometimes it's great to see the underdog rise to the occasion. As I say, the people's horse. I've got some in my family who haven't got time for horse racing, but they do know that there is a top-class individual called Comedy Dun, and I can't wait for them to come home later and tell them that Comedy Dun won. They'll be absolutely over the moon. Racing at Turffontein. We have got racing on the stand-side track. We've got 8 races. Excuse me. I'm not going to dwell on things. I'm going to be very speedy. Briskly, we're going to run through this card. We're going to start off with the first race on the programme, where Varticus is quoted in the betting at 16-10. In fact, on www.hollywoodbets.net, I see is now just under 17-10. This is from the Ashley Fortune Yard. Ryan Munger will have the ride. Half brother to Ablan, who was a winner on debut, 120,000 buy. That caught the eye immediately on the pedigree. Then the horses that have run before. You've got number 7, Without Equal. The Cool Winter form line comes into play there. Vantage Point, by the way, was 1 1/4 lengths behind and won at 50-1 behind Without Equal. That form line is yet to be tested, but indirectly Twin Strike improved last time, but was beaten 1.25 lengths by Vantage Point on debut. We know horses can improve dramatically from their first to their second run. But just on that, possibly Without Equal can have the measure, but I think that we'll see another forward chain from Twin Strike. It's the, excuse me, the coughing. The first leg of the buy pot, I think we're going to have to play wide. The slide at the end, we'll put up a buy pot, and the numbers will be 100% correct. Okay, so we've got Without Equal at 7.69-1. We've got Twin Strike at 8.33-1. I see there is now inspired support for a debutant, and this one is shortening all the while. United Prince is now into 18-10. Just note that. We move on to the second race. In race 2, you've got this horse Tracy's Princess, who's been supported time and time again. Has gone off well fancied. It doesn't always work, but I went to have a look on form grids. The last start beaten 1.40 lengths by Sabrina Fairchild. 13 runners from the form line, no winners. The previous start, 18 runners from the form line, no winners. So what's that? A total of 31 runners from 2 races, no winners. Granted, the first form line was better. But on that, I can't be going with Tracy's Princess, who's quoted at 5-2. I think that number 10, Time is Ticking, looks a good bet on the cards at 2-1. That's my clear first choice. There will be a number of favourites mentioned today. If you like a favourite, you have to go with it. We're always looking for value, but I really do like Time Is Ticking. If I had to pick a roughie in the race, it'll be a horse called Saint Anastasia, who's returning from a 185-day rest with Mr. Kamalu. That one is quoted at 14.29 to 1 a win, just over 2 to 1 a place. Maybe that's where the interest will be in the placing in race 2. Third race on the programme. Let's go on to race 3, the top 2. Number 1, JP 2000. I like very, very strongly JP 2000. I like Coming In Hot. I don't think Coming In Hot will be disgraced. I don't think Coming In Hot will beat JP 2000, but can't be ignored. And those are the top 2 in the betting currently. Of the balance, Picture Perfect. There's been some support for Picture Perfect, who is a debutant. And there's another debutant in the race who caught my eye on the pedigree, a horse called Rio's Kiss. He's gone from 12.5 to 1 to 14 to 1. This is a half-sister to second base. That is the third. Race 4, again. Mr. Caden Brewer -4. There was a meeting a couple of weeks ago. We were very strong on Mr. Brewer. Fortunately, it didn't pan out at all. Now, he's riding Pashasha. He's reunited with this horse who keeps on running second. He takes the 4 kgs off. And I'm very strong on Pashasha as a banker in the lot. Let's hope we're on the mark. I'm sticking with number 1, Pashasha, to finally get it right. From Pashasha, we go to race 5, which is tricky. This is a tricky race. The likes of 1 Johnny Hero, 2 Majestic Mozart, and 8 Infinite Wonder all make appeal. They all have to go into the buy pot. I can't really separate them, but in that order, we're going to go 1, 2, and 8. Johnny Hero at the moment is quoted 4 to 1 a win, 6 to 10 a place. Race 6, you've got Smoking Hot, who is known to be slow away. I do like Smoking Hot, but strangely, as a loon or an outsider looking for some value, I like the stable companion called Ballet Shoes, number 3, who is quoted at 12.5 to 1 a win and 2.62 to 1 a place. And I'm going to make this an each way little bet. I wouldn't go crazy, but I do like 3 Ballet Shoes, the stable companion 2 Smoking Hot. I think it could be a great race for the Dawson Yard. And those are the 2. I'm going with the stable companions there in the buy pot in race 6. Race 7, once again, we've gone through the buy pot, past the buy pot, the first 6 races. So I'm going to be brief here. And I'm going to warn, don't get too stuck in. Just a horse to mention in race 7. I like number 5, Willow Express. 5 to 1 a win, 9 to 10 a place. If I was having a bet, that's the horse I'd have a bet on. Race 8. If I was having a bet, it would be on, and I do like, Duke of Normandy, who's quoted at 4.55 to 1 a win, and a place is just under 8 to 10. Very, very brief. That's it. Wonderful stuff, Sunshines. Always a pleasure. I'll see you again on Tuesday. We'll have your story. We'll have racing at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. The meeting is on the Wednesday, but it will be recorded for you on the Tuesday night. See you next time. As always, get on with Hollywood. Hit them hard. Bye-bye.